Typically, scams are seen as a bad thing because they target more vulnerable people and just yank money right out of their hands like they're taking candy from a baby. But there are certain types of people that do deserve to be scammed, and those are NFT bros and conspiracy theorists. And today I'm talking about the conspiracy theory side of that coin from a scam that happened a couple of years ago that I'm just now finding out about, where a dude made off with $500,000 by selling anti-5G repellent lotion. And luckily, this is a real story that happened back in 2020. That was right around the time when the whole 5G tower craze was going on. If you don't know what the whole thing was, people were going bananas saying that the 5G towers were going to give them cancer or like shrink their testicles, make them, turn into a mindless government drone. Just real crazy, conspiracy theory mumbo jumbo like that. They were acting like Chuck from Better Call Saul, wearing those jackets that like block out radiation and whatnot, the EMF waves, just so they like can go outside. There's actually a great book that I just found on Amazon called Death by 5G Towers, Conspiracy to End Mankind, Chemtrails, HAARP, and it's got 6 reviews, 4.8 out of 5, and it looks like a very good book. And this is what I believe is the Bible for these anti-5G conspiracy theorists. It's what they read every day to assure themselves that it's all going to be okay and that the government's out to get them and their entire families. But I think that's a good purchase for sure. It's a good investment. I think that's a very smart read. It's going to be very philosophical, on par with reading something like this. Yes, I got a fuzzy bookmark. It's a little monster. Look how cute he is. I'm cool. I have friends, I swear. But to get back to the anti-5G repellent lotion, it's such a goofy phrase. It started in January of 2020, and it got shut down by authorities only in April of the same year. So it was only up for about 3 months, and he ran off with over $500,000. I think I'm going to make a 5G scam of my own with that kind of money for the taking. That literally is as easy as stealing money from someone with dementia. And the way this anti-5G repellent lotion was advertised was apparently through Facebook groups where they promoted the whole agenda of like anti-5G conspiracy theories, and people thought, they're one of us. One of us. One of us. They gave him a little like ceremonial tinfoil hat and everything, knotted him with tinfoil, made him one of their own, only for him to just steal their money. So after he was able to gain their trust and get on the inside, his products were up on Amazon. That's where they were available to be purchased. And oh boy, I guess people did purchase them. They were selling for $20 a piece on there. And when the site got removed, he changed the price and put them up on eBay for $80 a piece. And you gotta think that the dude who created this didn't imagine in his wildest fantasies that he would make this much money from this little goof. He definitely just did this to be silly, posting it in a couple Facebook groups to try to spread it around, maybe get a couple sales, get a couple gotchas on a few weirdos on the Facebook conspiracy theorist circuit. But he ended off running away like the Monopoly man with a giant bag of money over his shoulder, chuckling the whole way. And now the moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for. What exactly was this anti-5G repellent lotion made of? Well, according to this article here, there's a quote. It says, "We got 1 can of this precious 5G repellent lotion and took it to the lab. Turns out it's just a very old Vaseline lotion mixed with very old sunscreen. It is really sad that people could just believe in something silly like this and spend their money on something they have no clue about. If anything will give them cancer, it is this anti-5G lotion, not 5G towers." And that seems to be the twisted bit of irony when it comes to these anti-5G pieces of equipment, because most of them turn out to be radioactive and cancer-causing themselves. They become the very things they've swore to protect you from. Because something I've talked about in the past, this anti-5G necklace, it was found to be radioactive, and it was causing far more harm than the 5G towers ever would. And they're wearing it on their neck. And the same thing happened with like a wellness bracelet that was being promoted for children. It was also found to be radioactive. And it seems like all these health and wellness items that people are wearing to help protect them from these imaginary things that they're making up that are going to be harmful towards them, but they aren't really harmful, end up, what am I even saying? The things people think are harmful are just imaginary, but what they're using to protect them from the harmful things are actually harmful themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. That was a tongue twister, man. Jesus, like Peter Popper picked a peck of pickled peppers. But of course, since it's been about 3 years now since this thing happened, I'm a little bit tardy to the party, but I still boogied down nonetheless, had my fun. Also, since I'm late, that means most of the anti-5G groups are gone. I can't really find any traces of this thing still on eBay. Definitely not on Amazon because the page got took down. So, as for all I know, all the, remnants that this actually existed are in these articles that were written about it, and a little bit of testimonials I found here and there, and then this quote from someone who purchased it and tested it in a lab. So it's kind of like we're archaeologists right now, looking back on the far distant past, because 3 years in internet time is like millions of years in the real world. It's very out of date. But if you know me, you know I like my stuff out of date. I only drink milk whenever it's curdled. That is a god-awful way to end the video.